2022 is going to be a season to remember, all right.
Climbs the ladder. Oh my goodness! Justin Jefferson, the catch of his life.
Which unbelievable and astonishing plays stand out the most? And which terrible plays left us laughing the hardest? Well, today, here are the 5 best plays and the 5 worst plays of the 2022 NFL regular season. Best. Justin Jefferson's game saver stuns Buffalo. Don't call it recency bias, this may literally be the best NFL catch of all time. In a battle of 2 NFL heavyweights, the Buffalo Bills hosted Justin Jefferson and the Minnesota Vikings at Orchard Park in Week 10. Leading 27-23 with 2 minutes left, the Bills had many at their mercy in a 4th and 18 situation. Minnesota's O-line bought Kirk Cousins enough time to load up and target his go-to man Justin Jefferson for a 32-yard gain. Let's just say that it was basically like the Odell Beckham Jr. one-handed catch against the Dallas Cowboys in 2014, except even better. That catch would set up one of the craziest endings in NFL history. The Bills forced a turnover on downs after stuffing a Cousins QB sneak near the goal line. On the next play, Josh Allen fumbled the snap and Eric Kendricks recovered the football in the end zone for the go-ahead touchdown. Tyler Bass would boot the game-tying field goal to send the game into overtime. But Greg Joseph put Minnesota ahead with a short field goal in overtime, giving Allen and the Bills one more chance to win it. Buffalo drove all the way to the Minnesota 20, but Patrick Peterson picked off Allen in the end zone to end the game. You got all that? Good. Jefferson's jaw-dropping one-handed catch at the most pivotal of times led to a sequence of chaotic events, and to Minnesota winning the game of the year by a final score of 33-30. Worst. The lunatic lateral. Wikipedia calls this the lunatic lateral play, so you know what? That's the title we'll go with. The New England Patriots visited the Las Vegas Raiders in Week 15, desperately needing a win to keep their playoff hopes alive. A controversial Derek Carr to Keelan Cole touchdown ruling and the ensuing extra point pulled Vegas even, 24 all, with just 32 ticks remaining. With 2 seconds left, the Patriots called for a Ramondre Stevenson running play. He took it into Vegas territory before lateraling the ball to Jacoby Myers, who then carelessly threw the ball into the direction of Mac Jones. But ex-Patriot Chandler Jones was sitting right there. He stole the loose ball and easily bulldozed over New England's quarterback, taking it to the house for an improbable walk-off victory. The Patriots have aced the art of situational football under Bill Belichick, but all of that was thrown out the window on this embarrassing play. Making matters even worse, they missed out on the postseason by just 1 game. I mean, sure, they lost on the Miami Miracle back in the 2018 season, but at least the Patriots went on to win the Super Bowl that year. So yeah, this game-ending mistake cost them a playoff berth. After celebrating 6 Super Bowl championships over a 17-year span, Patriots fans are starting to learn that winning in the NFL isn't so easy after all. Best. Devin Duvernay completes Ravens juggling act. Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson is arguably the toughest signal caller in the game to bring down because of his speed, elusiveness, and mobility. What's especially frustrating is when Jackson's receivers manage to bail him out just when you think you have him right where you want him. Take this jaw-dropping play featuring Jackson and Devin Duvernay in the Ravens' Week 4 home game against the Bills. That was one of 37 receptions for Duvernay in the 2022 regular season, and it's the one that will easily remember the most because it was truly in its own class of awesomeness. Worst. Buccaneers trick nobody but themselves. When it comes to laugh-out-loud plays from 2022, this one easily takes the cake. It seems like every time Tom Brady tries to play wide receiver, it ends up turning into a meme, and this instance was no different. During the Bucs Week 10 contest against the Seahawks in Germany, Brady and the offense were hoping to give their European supporters a play that they'll remember for the rest of their lives. And you know what? They succeeded in that, albeit not in the way that they had hoped. Leading 14-3 midway through the third quarter, Tampa drew up a play that called for Leonard Fournette to take the snap, run out to his right, then throw the ball all the way across the field to the left sideline for TB12. And, well, let's just say that there's a reason why Brady plays quarterback and Fournette plays running back. That had to be one of the easiest interceptions that rookie Tyreek Hill will ever have in his entire career.
That's the easiest thing you have your friend.
I was like, Tom, we're running 6 flat. You'll be all right. You'll be all right.
It was looking like the Brady to Fournette blunder would be a turning point in the contest. But then the Bucs defense came up big, sacking Geno Smith and forcing a fumble. Brady would throw a touchdown on the ensuing drive, and the Bucs held on for the 21-16 victory, making it much easier for the GOAT and his teammates to laugh this one off afterwards. Best. DJ Moore's Hail Mary catch. The Carolina Panthers and Atlanta Falcons teamed up for one of the craziest finishes you will ever see back in Week 8. I guarantee you, nobody had seen anything like this. Falcons kicker Young Hoegler made a 34-yard field goal to extend the team's lead to 6 points with only 38 seconds remaining. Carolina was out of timeout and needed to drive the field to win the game. In other words, it was Hail Mary or nothing. With 23 seconds left, Carolina QB PJ Walker took the snap from the 38-yard line and heaved a desperate Hail Mary pass to DJ Moore in double coverage. Because Moore is so great and because it's the Falcons, you know what happened next. But the ending was about to get even crazier. Moore was penalized 15 yards for removing his helmet right after the touchdown. So the game-winning extra point attempt was moved back, and Eddie Pinheiro wound up missing the 48-yard try. Marcus Mariota threw an interception in overtime, giving Carolina yet another chance to win it. Pinheiro missed a 33-yard attempt, however, giving the Falcons a 9th life. Finally, Koo ended the chaos with a successful 41-yard kick. Moore was both hero and zero for Carolina on this day. He gave them the opportunity to win by making that improbable catch, but he also cost them dearly with his careless celebration. But let's focus on the positive here and not take away how incredible that Hail Mary play really was. Moore has made plenty of beautiful catches throughout his career, but it is hard to envision him ever topping that one. Worst. A fitting Chargers versus Falcons ending. The Los Angeles Chargers and Atlanta Falcons have become experts at losing heartbreaking games in the most unbelievable of ways. For the Bolts, it usually consists of a really dumb penalty, a blooper, a special teams miscue, or a turnover of some sort. For the Falcons, it usually consists of blowing a big lead in the second half. I mean, do we really have to utter the numbers 28 and 3? Anywho, you get the point. These are the two teams we trust the absolute least in a close game at the very end. So when they met in Week 9 of this season, you just knew what was gonna transpire. You knew it was going to be a case of which team would screw up the most at the very end. The game was tied 17 apiece with 46 seconds remaining. The Chargers had the ball at the Atlanta 22-yard line, looking to bleed the clock for a game-winning field goal attempt. On 3rd and 4, Justin Herbert handed the ball off to Austin Eckler. What ensued after that was your typical Chargers-Falcons chaos. The Chargers made the Falcons pay for that mistake by getting back into field goal range, and Cameron the Kicker Dicker made the game-winning field goal as time expired to lift LA past Atlanta. Best. Tyreek Hill's scoop plus score. Tyreek Hill had the best statistical season of his career in year 1 with the Miami Dolphins, recording 119 receptions for 1,710 yards and 7 touchdowns. Only Justin Jefferson had more receptions and receiving yards than the Cheetah. Hill once again tuned in many incredible highlight reel plays in 2022, but his best play of the year makes our list for the top 5 best plays from around the league. We're talking about his scoop plus score against the Los Angeles Chargers on Sunday Night Football in Week 14. Trailing 10-0 in the second quarter, Miami's offense needed a spark. Tua Tagovailoa handed the ball off to Jeff Wilson Jr., who fumbled the ball just short of midfield. Both teams scrambled for the loose ball, but the fastest player on the field was the one who picked it up and returned it for 6. And just like that, they drew it up. Worst. The butt punt. Entering the 2022 season, we already had multiple butt plays. But we were about to get one more, as we were able to scratch the butt punt off our list following the Miami Dolphins-Buffalo Bills Week 3 game. After the final 2-minute warning, Miami forced a Buffalo turnover on downs at the 2-yard line. The Bills forced Miami to send out the punt team, and disaster ensued. As a Dolphins punter, Thomas Morstead took the snap, and instead of booting it high in the air like he had done a million times before, Morstead kicked it into the derriere of teammate Trent Sherfield. Miami inadvertently gave up a safety, meaning Buffalo now just needed a field goal to win. Luckily for Morstead and Sherfield, the bad clock management prevented the Bills from attempting a game-winning field goal. So the butt punt did not end up costing them. Best. George Pickens' one-handed thing of beauty. The Pittsburgh Steelers certainly found a gem in Georgia wide receiver George Pickens, the number 52 selection of the 2022 NFL Draft. Despite uneven play from Mitch Trubisky and Kenny Pickett, and despite having to share the ball with other studs in Deontay Johnson, Najee Harris, and Pat Freiermuth, Pickens finished with a superb stat line of 52 receptions, 801 receiving yards, and 4 touchdowns. Let's just say that it didn't take Pickens long to introduce himself to the rest of the NFL, on prime time no less. The Georgia kid broke the internet in Week 3 against the Cleveland Browns on Thursday Night Football when he hauled in this bomb from Mitch Trubisky with one hand. In the words of the great Al Michaels, who, by the way, was on the call for that play, he did what? Worst. Jimmy Garoppolo does the Dan Orlovsky. You kids obviously know Dan Orlovsky as the successful and popular football analyst at ESPN, but this guy was once a backup NFL quarterback. Unfortunately, Orlovsky is best known for one hilarious blooper during a 2008 Lions road game against the Minnesota Vikings, when he inadvertently conceded a safety while trying to get away from a sack. If it makes Orlovsky feel any better, he is not the only NFL quarterback to commit this sort of blooper. Jimmy Garoppolo joined the club during the San Francisco 49ers Week 3 road game against the Denver Broncos. To make matters even worse for Garoppolo, that safety ended up being a difference, as the Broncos won that game 11-10. A tough break, but I guess you could say that Jimmy G was thinking safety first. Pun very much intended. But which do you think was the best play of the 2022 NFL season? And which do you think was the absolute worst? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton. And hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.